Welcome to SPOTCast by Spot. Uh, this is a place where we'll be having open and interesting conversation with teens. Uh, a lot of our podcasts here will also be led by teens. This is one of the first episodes, and I have here with me Yashaswini and Annavi, uh, both very interesting young adults with with a penchant for new experiences, always interested in doing new things, in learning new things, and I'm so excited to have them here with me today. Would love for them to give their own introductions.
Hi, my name is Yashaswini and I am from ninth grade. I'm 15 years old and I study in Devan National School, which is in Sakarnagar, Bangalore.
Hi Yashaswini, welcome to Spotcast.
Hi, I'm Annavi and I go to Ovis International,
What grade are you in, Annavi?
8th grade.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, Yashaswini, tell me something about your hobbies and interests. What are the things that you do on days that you don't have schoolwork?
Okay, so I learn Bharatanatyam and I mostly listen to music and I also do some painting.
Nice. What about you, Annavi?
I do art and I like singing.
Nice. We'll quickly get down to our interesting, talk that we've planned for today. What we're going to sort of delve into uh, is what kind of educational experiences teens today are looking forward to and compared to what they are currently getting, right? So Yashaswini, we'll start with you. And how is your what is your take on the way your relationship with your teachers at school is? Do you think it's playing a role in your learning process? And do you think that's something that is important?
So I think your relationship with your teachers is like very important because I have a very good base with my teachers, and because of that relationship, they they trust me and give in giving more work, and because I have like a good relationship with my teachers, they pay more attention to my education and they clear my doubts more faster compared to the students who have like a not such a great relationship with the teacher. So, for the education to be better from that teacher, I think the relationship should also be better.
And do you think school offers that kind of time to build those relationships? Do you had enough time to do it to have
Honestly,
build that relationship?
no, they don't give an opportunity. We make that happen.
So that has to be student driven to a great extent right now.
Yes.
But it would be great probably if schools also had a little more uh, sort of a networking time, so as to say, with teachers rather than just the regular complete the curriculum, complete the portion kind of relationship. Interesting.
Exactly.
Nice. Annavi, you know, would love to hear how, if there's been anything interesting happening at your school or any interesting experiences that you've had at school that sort of makes learning fun for you.
Um, ba- are you asking me or Yashaswini?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Okay, so basically, in my school we have stuff like MUNs and yeah, and we have these sport competitions and these fundraisers where we can like raise money for a cause and stuff. It's pretty fun. It's like nice
And
to take and studying.
okay, and do you think these activities play a role in the way you learn at school? Do you think they make learning better, or do they take away time from your learning experience?
I think that they make learning better and prepare us for future like circumstances in case we are interested in that field.
Okay. Is there any one incident or something that stands out where you felt that, wow, I'm really glad I got to do this here?
Um, well, yeah, I mean, MUNs are like my favorite part of school. Like every year I sign up for some of the other MUNs, so I feel like, you know.
Nice. So, uh, Yashaswini, you were talking about the relationship, and how important that is to sort of build a better learning experience, right? Now, coming a little bit into the core, into what you actually go to school to do, right? You go to school, you have portions, so as to say, which need to be completed. Now, you're in ninth grade, right? And that's a very crucial year uh, by the logic of all of us, parents, kids, etc. They look at ninth and tenth as very crucial years academically, and it's also that time when you're moving into, say, choosing which college you'll go to, choosing what field you want to specialize in, or what field interests you. Do you think the curriculum that you have, or the systems that you have in school right now, is helping you prepare for what future you want to have, or what interests you think you'll build your future in?
For me personally, I wanna pursue law. So for law, it actually kind of helps because my social teacher is like teaches very well, and he teaches in such a way that he makes it more relatable. And for me, it's the subject is more drawn to social history, civics, right? So he builds in better interest for me. So therefore, it does. And there are like debate competitions for us, which helps us practice more with our communication skills. So that way, it does help for future careers. But I wouldn't say every career is like help there. Only certain careers can be.
So would you say that it would, that currently what is probably missing is a more real world industry connect, where you have more experiences that, or probably exposure to more, um, uh, say, industries that you would want to opt for? Currently, you are very clear that you want to do law. Do all your friends share that kind of clarity, or are some of them still debating what they want to do? And
Most of them are debating. Most of them do not have a clear picture at all as to what they want to be. Some do, but most don't.
and do you think enough is being done to sort of help them make that decision, or there are things that can be done to do to help them find their path in a easier, better way?
Well, recently we had a seminar for career counseling. Uh, Alumni from NIT Surthkal had visited our school. So that actually like helped a lot, and we were allowed to ask questions and interact with them. It did help certain people, but again, it didn't like help to such a big extent that they were clear as to what they want to be. So I think more could be done.
Interesting. So only a career seminar, or like is usually done in school, is not enough. Like probably more exposure to industry relevant conversations, or what can be done, or the options available would help, especially those kids who are not very clear, on the path that they want to take, who have multiple interests. Probably it would help them better, right? So, um, Annavi, what do you think? Do you think there is enough emphasis on the practical skills alongside academics, or do you think that's not enough?
Well, I mean, in certain schools, yes, it's not enough, but like in my school and like most IB schools, it's there.
Okay, so what part of the curriculum do you think helps you develop practical skills?
I mean,
What
we
part?
have group projects and activities, and we have this thing called SAA where we have to like go out and like do something for the betterment of society, and we have to like take part in these projects and you know stuff like that.
So you think that helps getting
Yeah,
a real world, and but do you think that is enough, or there is scope for uh, more such activities?
I think it's enough. At least in IB school, it's enough. CBSE and ICSE schools could use more of this stuff.
And you're basing this on your conversations with your friends from CBSE and ICSE?
Well, not exactly, but like I've gone to an ICSE school and I've seen that it's not that much focused on that. It's more focused on marks and grades and stuff.
And you think that that kind of takes away from the practical aspect of learning?
Well, I feel like most IB schools they tend to like emphasize more on what you develop like as you're going through your learning journey. And like CBSE and ICSE schools, no offense to them, but like they they mostly care about like the studies part and like by hearting and mugging up and like more on the grades and the reputation of the school than actually nurturing their students.
Yashaswini, do you have something to say? Do you agree,
Yes,
or
I agree. I agree completely.
okay? Are you in a ICSE, CBSE, or an IB, school? Which board do you go to?
I study in CBSE, but then I do like her board better because, as she said, it's our schools are more education based, like driven more to marks side. So if we were the only way we can bring happiness to our teachers or like a good side of ourselves is by scoring well and being good in our education, or else we are not seen as people with good behavior or good students.
Interesting. Annavi, I also, I mean, from our past conversations, I think marks is something, while in IB you don't have the mark system, you do have the grade system. And that is something that you've had a bone to pick with in the past, right? You've not been very happy with having to uh, always focus on marks, especially on subjects that you don't think uh, you would want to focus on in the future. What is your opinion there?
Well, I feel like marks to me, of course, they matter to pass, but like the you understanding the subject and understanding the topic matters a lot more than just getting the marks out of the paper because like it's just you writing on the paper and like if you see it's not exactly fair if they grade you based on what you wrote because it's not entire understanding of the subject too, right? Your understanding matters more than just what you write on the paper.
Interesting. And drawing from this side, do you think, Yashaswini, do you think that schools could take some steps to create a better learning environment, given that pressure is very real? So, so taking away from what you both have just shared about marks being so important in the scheme of things in schools, do you think that creates a lot of pressure, like mental pressure on students? And do you think enough is being done at the school level to sort of elevate that?
I think the teacher's mindset should be first changed because certain, not all teachers, but certain teachers, they put such kind of pressure on us stating that if you have not done a certain level, you are not good enough. So, and they don't know how to help us. Like, there are few students who may not have a proper mental health, and they don't know how to approach them. They don't know how to identify those type of students. They don't know how their words affect us. And most of the time, we are surrounded by them. Half of our day is spent with them. So if we don't have a proper relationship and we don't like them, then it doesn't make us comfortable. So I think their mindset.
You can share if you're having some if you're not comfortable, or there are some thoughts that you're having that you're not, or that you need some guidance. It comes back full circle to what you started off with, right, Yashaswini, on the relationship. So probably creating an environment where students, teachers, and not just, say, a counselor in the school, but the teaching faculty as a whole, developing, say, a more open attitude towards their relationship with the students. Probably, is that what you're looking at? Is that what you're looking for? Right? And you think that will help overall in identifying also issues early on and addressing those issues?
Yes. And they recently put a counselor in our school. But after putting the counselor, teachers have just ignored. Like they feel like the counselor do the whole job that the teacher's supposed to do. And they themselves send students who are not scoring well to the counselor. So they think that if you're not scoring well, then you are not, there is some problem with you. So they automatically send them to the counselor.
And you don't think that's the right attitude. You don't think that that is the right way to tackle it. Interesting, very interesting. um, what about you, Annavi? What do you think about the same
About?
question that about whether uh, schools in general, are they doing the right thing as far as mental health is concerned? Are they
Yeah,
giving
but like
the attention?
some schools actually focus on mental health as well, and they have like counselors and people to talk to in case you feel uncomfortable or you need someone to talk to about your mental health. Like my school has counselors too. So I feel like if every school did that, then it would be better for everyone studying there. Because
So,
like
actually, usually most schools do have a counselor,
yeah, a
but
lot of
do you think that just having a counselor is enough, or is there anything that is also required to sort of create the right environment, or do you think that's established when a counselor is also there?
it's established because like a lot of schools tend to have like a counseling room where the counselors are there, and these rooms have like cozy tones and they have like a very nice and comfortable feel. At least the school had.
So you think even the environment in which you go to speak to someone also matters.
It
It's all,
matters, yeah.
being a safe space matters. Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you are stressed, Annavi, what are the things that you end up doing when you are stressed with schoolwork?
Hmm?
When you're stressed with schoolwork, what are the things that you end up doing, sort of elevate that stress? Do you have any tips and tricks?
No, I just freak out on the last day and then I start running around and stuff.
So do you think it would help to have some good tips or hacks, so as to say, to deal with stress?
Yeah,
Probably, maybe talking to other kids who go through the same thing and finding out what they do.
yeah.
It's interesting. What about you, Yashaswini? What are your hacks when you are stressed?
I go out for a walk for fresh air, and I basically blast some music to divert my mind. So
Interesting. So, Are there, continuing from what we've been speaking so far, do you think there are any specific things you would like to see change in the way things are done uh, at your school or in schools in general? Because I'm sure you have friends from other schools. So this is for Yashaswini. Are there any specific changes that you think would help?
Nothing specific. Like everything else is fine in our school, like education wise and everything. It's all good. Like we have everything that's like in a nice state. But as the other problems that I stated, that's like the only problems that we mainly have. Other than that, it's everything good.
Interesting. And hello, Annavi.
Sorry, what's yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, we had a nice view of your wall. Thank you.
Mhm.
Would you, is there anything any specific change that you think would be good to have in the system? I'm not saying just at the school, at your own schools, maybe things are sorted, but in general, talking to your friends from other schools and stuff, do you think things are where they should be or there is scope for improvement?
Well, I'm not sure because I'm not actually in those schools to understand it properly. But I mean, if I don't know. I'm not sure.
And so Yashaswini, is there any practical real world experience that your school has given you that you think it's like prepared you for the future? Like you feel that okay, this experience, I think I'm going to really use this, because often we tend to say that okay, we are not going to use this in the real world. There are a lot of things that we do in school, that we feel that hey, am I ever going to use this after I step out of school? But there are also experiences that you feel will set you up for success later on as well. So is there any experience that you really liked that you feel is a learning for life kind of an experience?
It, I don't know if it was like an experience, but it was like a lesson taught by our teacher. And it happened recently, actually, last week in class. So we were like just chilling in class, and our teacher didn't feel like teaching that day. He had continuous classes, so he was like, I'll just sit today, I'll start like the lesson next week. So we were simply talking, and he called on the boys to the front of the class. And basically, it was like Chinese whisper. But what he did was he told a full story to one guy, and he had to keep telling the other guys. And the way the last guy told the story was completely different from the starting. So what he told us was that if you have a problem with somebody, you have to go straightforward and tell it to that person. Because if you have a mediator in between, what your message will not be properly delivered. So you should speak for yourself and you should straightforwardly talk to people. So I think that taught a nice lesson to me.
Nice. What about you, Annavi? Any experience that you think has set you up?
No, not as such. In our school, it's just like fun and everything. We don't have those kind of.
Are you sure? Because then in that case, don't you think there is scope for more
No,
such experiences that you
because
can
I feel
use?
like our school is very high on like studying and like homework and projects and this and that, and like it's like fun to like let loose sometimes and like just be instead of always focusing on studies and even you know
So you think that you know uh, too much of learning experiences also kind of is a pressure?
yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Okay, so do y'all? So now a little bit about um, what Spot does. You guys know, Annavi, you've been part of the design workshop at Spot. So you all know what Spot is and what Spot stands for. And since I'm one of the co-founders, it would be interesting to take questions from you all. So do you all have any questions
Well, how does sport prepare young children? Like, how does sport prepare teens for the evolving demands of the workforce? Like, considering the rapidly changing landscape of employment.
Did you write that down?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to, what we're really excited at Spot is that it's a space, right? It's a space for teens to come and hang out, network with other teens, meet people from different industry backgrounds. Um, the kind of experiences you will get here is more like industry immersion. So Annavi has been part of the design studio at Spot, and we actually worked with an architect, with a designer, the teens who participated in the workshop, Yashaswini, the teens who participated in the workshop, right? There were 10 of them from 11 years to 16 years old, and they were split up into groups, and they came together to actually create their own individual versions of what the center at Spot, what the Spot Center should look like. So they got a crash course in interior design and color theory, in customer experience as well. And each group created their own version of what Spot should look and feel like on ground. And I'm so happy to say that quite a few of those ideas have been incorporated. The center is getting designed right now as we speak, and a lot of those ideas have been incorporated. So we've seen that practical industry immersions really make it fun and expose kids to what that particular industry does, right? So there would be industry immersions, there would be internships. So, for example, Yashaswini, you are an aspiring lawyer, right? An advocate. So imagine getting a chance to intern at one of the leading law firms, at least to get an inside view of what it means to be part of the practice, right? That is something I think that would bring a lot of value. Maybe your school doesn't have the bandwidth, but when you are at Spot, you get the opportunity to choose these experiences. You can, and teens who are at Spot can also come to us and tell us what they would like, the industries they would like to be part of, and then we get them internships in those fields, right? So that you can experience what it means to be part of those fields and whether you really want to do that. Because a lot of times we base our opinions on what we hear and not the real picture, right? So what we want to do at Spot is to give teens a taste of what reality looks like as well. The other thing that, in fact, which Annavi had mentioned, the SAA that you do, right, where you have a chance to work, in a space where you can create impact. So at Spot, we also have the concept of community collaborations, where you work with the community. So right now, the center is in Brookfield in Bangalore. So in the Brookfield community, you will be identifying opportunities to create an impact, where you can actually change something at the grassroots level for the community at Brookfield. Something as simple as maybe uh, you know uh, helping a local vendor be put on the map so that people around Brookfield can discover him. Something as simple as that. Creating social impact to change the lives of the community members at Brookfield, right? So community collaboration. So the other very interesting thing that we would be offering at Spot is a chance to incubate your idea. So it's a teen incubator. So Spot is actually a teen incubator where you can come in with your idea, and your ideas, if you really believe in them, we will get them funded. So you can actually see your idea grow from start to finish, and have the opportunity to actually get it on ground. So from the idea stage to the execution stage, through it all, we will be helping the teams who have that fire and that determination. and we'll get the idea funded and give them a platform to talk about it, right? So a lot of interesting things will be happening at Spot, and we are really excited. And based on the inputs that you guys have given, I think educators and other teens who are going to see this podcast can probably understand, hear, share their opinions. Probably what we're looking for is other parents, educators, and other teens to share their opinions on the questions and on the issues we've spoken about today. That would be very interesting. It would start conversations, and it would help us sort of mold, the future generation here, in our country. So we're really excited about opening the floor to more teens like Yashaswini and Annavi. And if you are a teen or a parent or an educator and would like to be part of Spotcast, do reach out to us, leave a comment or DM one of us, and we would be happy to bring you on our next Spotcast. Thank you, Yashaswini. Thank you, Annavi. This was wonderful. And I'm looking forward to the next Spotcast being hosted by one of you, and that would be fun as well. So thanks a lot, and have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.